All right, welcome back everyone to MLE here, presented by APM Music. You're stuck with me again, Dexatron, for this game, but now I am joined by Riley Man here in the booth. Riley, how are you doing tonight?
And I'm doing great. Don't know. Father actually has and for your last second. I'm excited. The MLE plans. Great matchup. ML. We have the Outlaws taking on the Shadow. It's going to be a very, very action-packed match. So these two teams, they've had very successful seasons. They've done really good against teams with winning records, especially the Shadow being at 10-5 and the Outlaws at 16-14 against winning teams during the season. But they've got some tough competition going up against each other this week.
Yeah, the Outlaws definitely do have some tough competition tonight. Shadow come into this one as the second seed. Outlaws come into it as the seventh seed. Both teams, at least from what we saw in the warm-up, going to be playing their two best players or two most salaried getting players from them. So that should be an interesting thing to see. Probably the best of the best from these two teams. But when you look at it closely, these two teams aren't necessarily that far apart, at least from what I saw. The Shadow went 30-20 in the regular season, while the Outlaws went 28-22 in the regular season. But looks like they want to get this game started here fast. The Outlaws will be in the red cars, the Shadows in the black cars. And here we go with game one of this series.
Yeah, here we go. We're going to see the Shadow try and play this one back to their own side. It looks like it's going to be a very quick goal for the Outlaw, but a quick miss by Blada and Baxel. Going to put that one in pretty much every time. These are two of the best players in ML. Just top to bottom, offensively, defensively. These two players are playing off the charts every week, and there we go with them getting an early 1-0 lead.
Yeah, honestly, like you said there, Bloss should have got the goal there. Boxel, though, make sure to make up for his teammate's mistake there. And we already see the Shadow take an early, or I mean, my bad, the Outlaws take an early lead in this game.
Yeah, we are in the Shadow. They're going to try and put some pressure back on the Outlaws, knowing that they let an early goal get away, just a very bad touch on the back end. But now Outlaws starting to put a little bit of pressure back on the Shadow net. Good bump there by Mike, but he's going to lose the ball to Boxel, who's going to take this one into the corners. Probably got Blada sit in the middle, but he does not actually, and that's just going to be an easy clear for Game Game. Game Game, he's played very well all season for the Shadow. I got to watch him earlier during the season playing Threes ML match on stream, and he's a very good player. And pairing him up with Mike is my Ike is a very good match, but it's going to be tough because Boxel and Blada, they've been playing together all season. They've been playing very well offensively and defensively. Like I said, I think they both have OPI and DPI above 55, and I think one of them is above 70 in one of those metrics. So they are two very good players.
Yeah, but right now we're still watching the Shadow here try to find an equalizing goal. Only played a little bit over mid. Mike is my here, gets an amazing center. Haim just plays a little bit high off that top crossbar, but Blah easily reads that Haim just a little bit too slow on that rebound shot, and now Boxel taking this up, gets it past one member, gonna try to carry this down into the corner. Pinch coming out. Haim Game is there, gonna put it on goal. Blood a little bit late there on a touch, and Haim Game able to tie this game right back up at one. Only about a minute and a half played.
Yeah, I mean, that's just an unfortunate touch there in the corner for Boxel. I mean, what a pinch there for the Shadow to get that one back out to midfield, and Haim Game ready in the midfield, gets it just past Blah, who honestly probably should have had the save. He's going to be kicking himself over that one if this ends up going to overtime or ends up as a Shadow victory.
Yeah, Blah, though, trying to play it out of this corner, kind of leaves it there, is able to flick it over one member of the Shadow, tries to get it past the other, but Mike is my Ike, able to get it away from now, carries it up their own corner, has some boost here to carry it downfield, looking to carry it all the way down, but Bloxel able to get away from them, and now is trying to get something going for the Outlaws. 50-50 comes out here from Mike is my Ike, but it goes further into the Shadow end.
It does, and Shadow trying to work this one back out. Blah staying on this ball in the air. It's going to get knocked away by Mike is my Ike, who loses the ball to Boxel, but trying to get some good offensive pressure, take this lead. He'll get the game going their way, but Haim Game up early. He's got a chance to make a dribble. He's playing it straight down. Blada with a very good save. Keep this one tied up at one apiece. As the Outlaws, they need to find a way to get this one out of their corner and get some consistent pressure sustained. And Haim Game gets this one underneath Blada and past Boxel for a goal in the Shadow. They're going to take a 2-1 lead off a very light but smart touch there by Haim Game.
Yeah, smart touch there is exactly the way I would describe it too. He sees what the Outlaw defender there came up. The Outlaw defender showed their hand there. Ham Game just put it in, like you said, a light touch under their car, went in, and now the Shadow have 2 unanswered goals back in this one, putting them on top box load. Gonna try to change that for the moment, but plays a little bit too far, and Mike is my Ike. Gonna play it off that sidewall, gonna try to carry it downfield. Doesn't have the boost to do it, as Blah will now play it to the corner.
Yep, there's the Shadow getting another pinch going their way. This one going up the wall. Boxel trying to go for a bit of an air dribble. He's got a flip reset, plays it to the corner. There's no one quite there except for Ham Game, who tries to put a touch out. Wow. Gets the double touch off the backside, but immediately challenged by Mike. Gets the clear back down to the outlaw side of the field. Boxel gonna get a touch, but it's not a good one. This is a chance for the Shadow to maybe take control, but a good bump there. Blah has a chance to make a run, but Mike snuffs that one out very quickly. And the Shadow are going to try and take possession here in the midfield. And Mike gets a good 50, but Blah's up early, and Boxel almost there to score a goal. The Outlaws are getting a good amount of pressure here. We're entering the last minute and a half of the game, but the Shadow, they're just playing solid right now. That's all they need to do here if they're going to win game 1.
Yeah, the Shadow don't need to do anything fancy at this point. They have a 1-goal lead, less than 90 seconds left to go now. Finding another goal would probably be what they want to do, as Heim Game is able to win that 50-50 against Bloxel, but Blah's going to play it to the midfield line, where we're seeing Mike pick it up. He gets a bump there to get it away from Blah. Now he's going to take it on goal. It's a little bit high. Blah gets it and touches it away from the goal. Now about 60 seconds left. The Outlaws here need to find a goal if they want to try to at least force overtime here. But still, like you said, the Shadow playing this exactly like they need to.
And they really are. They're just making smart touches, playing it to the corner, playing it away from every Outlaw player that they can possibly do. Mike getting a lot of good touches there, but loses control there at the end of the ball. He's going to get a good clear, and he's got to pass Aim Game. He's got a chance. Maybe if he can get a pass to the middle. Boxel was there, but decided not to go in, which I don't know if I would have stayed back on that one, but it was definitely close. Boxel going for an air dribble. He's got the touch. He's got the play. Just misses the ball, but Lana there to put it in, and we're all tied up 2-2 here. Got less than 30 seconds to go. And the Outlaws showing a bit of life here, as they may have just got the goal to force overtime.
Yeah, an amazing play there coming out from Boxel. Able to get it over both members of the Shadow there. And like you said, that could be a goal that forces overtime. However, 28 seconds left to go. Still anyone's game right now. And the Shadow look like they want to try to take the lead back right away. And Heim Game make sure they do that and get themselves a hat trick here in game number 1.
Yes, they do. Great control there by Ham Game. Just puts it right behind Boxel, who's going across the net, expecting a harder touch towards that post. Instead, he puts it right back in the middle, right behind the defender, and that gives the Shadow their second lead of this game. And just like you said, anything can really happen, and just like that, the Shadow retake the lead.
Yeah, only took them 6 seconds to retake that lead. Now the Outlaws have to try to find an equalizing goal yet again. However, time is not on their side. The countdown has already started in the game. Only 5 seconds left to go. Mike is my Ike looking to get a goal for themselves, and finally they put themselves into the scorebook.
Yes, they did. Just good job to get a good touch off the crossbar straight down into the Outlaw defender. Nothing much he can do, as that ball just died on top of his car. And this is going to be a game 1 win for the Shadows. We got 3 seconds left. It would take a miracle for something to happen, get them the win. But just like that, 0's on the clock, 2-goal lead. It's going to be game 1 win for the Shadow here in this best-of-5 series, as these play-ins, they're going to be tough. It doesn't matter if you're the 2 seed or you're the 7 seed. It's going to be tough for whoever you are, and the Shadow are coming out on top, proving that maybe their record does show why they are the better team.
Yeah, and immediately, let's just look at the stats right now. Let's look at the one that everyone's going to probably go straight to, that shots one.
Oh,
Shadow outshot the Outlaws by 3 times. Shadow got 12 shots counted. Outlaws only got 4. Outlaws did have 6 saves. However, when you get outshot by 3 times and as many shots as you got, you're going to have a rough time staying in any game.
Yeah, you really are. I mean, if you're outshot 12-4, it is a rough game. You're stuck on defense the whole time. I mean, the Outlaws, they had 6 saves, but they probably should have had 8 or 9 saves for the amount of shots they had that the Shadow had, especially some that were put right at Outlaw defenders that were just having a little too much momentum going away from the ball from where it was being hit. And unfortunately for the Outlaws, it just results in them losing game 1, but they showed a lot of fight. They showed a lot of promise. They can come out here easily in game 2 and get a win.
I mean, the Outlaws scored first in game one. They scored pretty fast. However, it was just took them about, I think it was 4 minutes to find the goal again. And then they let up another goal to the Shadow really quick. And it hurt them there because I thought it actually, hell, I think both me and you thought that tying goal was going to send them to overtime. And then we see the Shadow score 2 more goals in that game.
Yeah, I mean, they scored 2 goals really quick. But here comes the Shadow again, putting on a lot of pressure early in the game. This time they didn't have that silly defensive mistake to start the game that resulted in a quick and easy goal for the Outlaws. Mike and Ham Game, they are playing they're playing really well, and they're definitely coming out and trying to prove why they are the 2 seed here in the ML doubles bracket.
Boxel gets a save there off that shot from Mike's My Ike. Mike's My Ike flicks it over one. Boxer, though, gets another save. And now we're starting to see this again. I talked about a little bit in the last series, just offense becoming suffocating to that defense. And Mike is My Ike able to put it in the back of the net here for the first goal in game 2.
Yeah, just gets there too fast for Blah to make a save. And he ends up putting that in himself, but that ball was already going in the net. Doesn't really count as a known goal, but they'll still go down on the score sheet as one. Yeah, I mean, Shadow, they're up 1-0. They've been pretty good with the offense since that opening goal there in game 1 that they gave up. But they've been playing very solid. Boxel, he has a chance at a good air dribble. He's got another touch probably, and he does get it. But Ham Game drops that one over the net. Blah is going to hop in and tie this game back up 1-1. Just good pressure and great control there by Boxel in there.
Yeah, good, nice, quick response is exactly what the Outlaws needed. We haven't even played a minute yet in game 2. Both teams have scored, and the Outlaws find that quick one right there. They had no shots counted for them before that. Now they have 2. So that is a good thing for them. Maybe it gets their offense going a little bit here. Blad's going to carry this one up the sidewall, try to pinch it off that back wall. It does, but Mike is able to get away from this goal for the moment.
Yes, he does, but here comes the Shadow. Putting a little bit of pressure on the Outlaws. Ham Game almost gets it past both defenders. Mike is My Ike with a good shot, but an even better save by Blah. He gets this one cleared. He's going to try and hit it downfield, try and get Shadow in a bad rotation, but they were ready for that touch. Ham Game just kind of throws this one away. Boxel waiting for Mike's touch. Going to play this one off the corner, pops it up, and he's not going to quite be there. Getting an air dribble going, but Outlaws are putting up a lot of pressure right now, putting on a lot of pressure on the Shadow, but Ham Game's going to get another clear out of the corner, and Boxel centering this for Blah, and this one is in! Blah in perfect position at the right time, and the Outlaws have their first lead since early in game 1.
Yeah, like you said, right place, right time for Blah, coming off that 50-50 between, I believe it was Mike and Boxel there. Gives them a lead here in game number 2. Second lead they've had this entire series. A little over 3 minutes left to go. And look, the ball already in these Shadows, and Boxel goes up for it, but Haim able to get away for the goal.
Yes, he does, and that one is a very unfortunate 50 that went right to the Shadow net. But Mike is My Ike, he was ready, and he may be trying to make a solo play here if he can get boost. He does get boost. He does give us a little tap, but Boxel being in great position to get a good save. The Outlaws, they're playing a little better than they were there in game 1. They're playing a little more consistent. They're playing better on the defensive end, especially. They just kind of fell apart there at the end of the first game, and here they are with a nice opportunity. And Mike is My Ike with another excellent save. This man is coming out on fire right now. He doesn't have a lot of saves in this game, but he does have more that don't count on the stat sheet. That's his first one to actually count it.
Yeah, and we see Mike's My Ike going for the demo there, but Blah jumps over it smartly, and now the Shadow do have it back in this Outlaw, and Blah playing it out to the corner, but we see Mike's My Ike play towards center before we see Blah again try to play it out of the corner. Now it's Haim playing it towards the center. Boxel now clearing it downfield. Mike's My Ike will pick this up as we see finally the first demo of this series coming out by Blah there. And now maybe the Outlaws looking for something there, but we see Haim Game able to respawn back in time. However, Mike's My Ike flicks it over one. Boxel has to make another save. That's already their 3rd one of this game.
Yes, it is. He's already got a savior. He's been playing very good on the defensive end. That's exactly what the Outlaws needed after what happened in game 1. Haim Game is going to try and make something happen down the field on his own because Mike's My Ike was taken off the pitch by Boxel. Great demo. Blah with a really nice flick, but another demo coming out in this game, this time by the Shadow, as Ham Game takes a player off the field. These 2 teams, they're starting to get a little bit aggressive. That's what we love to see in Master League. And Boxel almost dribbles this one over the entirety of the Shadow defense. But another good save by Ham Game, just coming out here and playing very well. Mike's My Ike tries to get it through the defense of the Outlaws. Ham Game, he's got Mike center, but not able to get the pass there. And the Shadow, they're just trying to put as much pressure on this Outlaws team as they can, trying to get as many shots on the net as they possibly can. It's just not working out yet because the Outlaw defense is stepping up big time here.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like the Outlaws needed that first game just kind of warm up a little bit, figure out how this series was going to be played, and now that they have that one game under their belt, they've kind of figured it out a little bit. They're actually responding a lot like how the Shadows did in that first game. They're doing almost everything right. Their rotations were smart. Boxel here trying to carry it in, get that double touch dunk, but not able to as it bounced off that left side post. That left side post, again, being the enemy of one team here this series.
Yes, it is. I mean, that left side post, right side post, crossbar, you got to watch out for all of them. I mean, it's a three-headed monster on that goal line. But, yes, I mean, the Outlaws, they really almost had another one there. Boxel hitting this one off the corner, is bouncing towards the middle, but Aim Game was ready for it. They get this one cleared out to the side. Boxel trying to put this one back in the middle, but getting bumped as he gets a touch on the ball. Outlaws just keeping up the pressure. They're just going to keep throwing this ball at the net as much as they can from out of that corner, but eventually it comes out. Aim Game gets a very favorable 50. This could be a chance. Plata with a very good touch to maybe just ice this game for his team, and that looks like it's probably going to do it. It's going to hit the ground, but we're still going, and Aim Game expecting a touch. That did not happen in the Outlaws. They are taking game 2, and we're all tied up here in this series, 1-1.
Yeah, like I kind of said, I feel like the Outlaws just needed to get that one game under their belt, kind of figure out how this series is going to be played, and then now they're kind of locked into it. They had a great response here to the Outlaws, or to the Shadow in this game too. Even though I believe it was the Shadow finding the first goal, the Outlaws found a quick equalizer, and then they were able to take that lead with another goal from Blah there. However, Boxel is the MVP of this game because they got 4 saves this round, or this game.
Yeah, they did. Definitely came out big time. They had 6 saves in game 1, but they were outshot 12-4. This time they had 5 saves as a team, but outshot the Shadow 9-7. So a lot better on the offensive side by the Outlaws. They managed to get more shots on net. They had the same amount of goals, but they managed to get more shots on net, stayed out of their defensive end more, and definitely limited the Shadow's offensive opportunities. And this is what they need to do to win. The Shadow, they're the second best team in ML according to their record. Well, at least in this conference. The Outlaws, they need to step up and do more of this every time, and it really worked out for them here in game 2.
Yeah, but as some people might say, once you get to the playoffs, records are just records. They're history. It all comes down to how you play that in this one series right here, right now. And we do have ourselves a tied series, so it is a best of 3 from here on out. And both these teams have looked very good so far. It just depends on what team we're going to be seeing. Are we going to see what we saw in the first game from the Shadows, or what we saw from the Outlaws in that second game?
And we're seeing some good pressure there already by the Outlaws. Boxel's already up, trying to go for a double, but a good touch by the Shadow prevents any doubles from possibly happening. Aim Game gets boxed out by Boxel in the midfield as a pass was coming in from Mike Is My Ike. He's going to try and take his time here. He's low on boost, gets a little bit of a flick. Mike, very good positioning, able to get a good clear and a good save, but the Outlaws keeping the pressure on. Boxel just misses that ball in the corner, and Shadow are going to start a counterattack.
Yeah, Heim going to try to carry this one up. Actually, bumps Blah as he forced it into their own center opportunity. That Boxel now has it deep in the Shadow end. Going to try to get it past Heim Game. They're able to, but it bounces up far away from the goal. Blah going to try to play it off that back wall, leave it there for Boxel, but a nice play by Heim Game. Able to get away just for a moment. Boxel going to keep it in the Shadow side before it goes to that side wall and bounces all the way out. Blah's going to pick this one up at the midfield. Has some boost here. Going to try to get an aerial dribble there. It does, but he gets bumped away from it. Boxel with the shot, but just plays it a little wide.
And good pinch out of the corner there by Boxel. Dropping down in front of the Shadow net. Full Shadow defenders right there, ready to go. Ready to get the clear. And Mike Is My Ike trying to keep the pressure on as he's going to get this one down to the Outlaw side of the field, but he's going to get demoed on the rotation back by Blah. And Mike with a very good respawn, able to get a clear out before the Outlaws can even try to get a real counterattack going.
Yeah, Heim going to try to play this one, so plays it off that back wall to Mike, but Mike misses it. Actually gets bumped downfield by, I believe, Blah. Heim, though, is going to pick this one up, go for that big boost in the corner, now play it to the center, but that might be dangerous. However, Mike Is My Ike able to get it away there before Blah was able to put a shot on goal. Now it's back in the Outlaw side, centering up to coming out. An incredible save from Boxel. Blah's going to try to get it away from the goal now and try to give them a little bit of a chance here.
Yeah, but not able to quite get it away. Mike with an excellent demo, a great bump by Aim Game. And this one goes off the post, and it's not even in. What a series of events for both these teams. A great save by Boxel, and then the post decides to be the third defender on the light, almost goal there for the Shadow. They are going to try and get this one back down on the Outlaw side of the field. Game doesn't quite get a good touch there, but Mike is going to force this one back to the Outlaw corner. And Boxel and Blah are struggling to keep this ball out of their own end right now, as Shadow are just able to pass the ball with will right now. They just need to find the back of the net.
Almost halfway through this game right now. Heimgame actually misses it there. Still looking for the first goal in this one. Each team has combined for 3 shots. Make it 4 as Blah finds the first goal of game number 3.
Yes, he does. All it took was a little backflip by Mike is my Ike in the midfield, and Blah was already up in the air, ready to bury that into the net, and the Outlaws are taking a 1-0 lead just over the halfway mark here in game 3, and they just got to hold on here. But as we know, the Shadow, they're a very resilient team. They will score in a hurry if you don't keep the pressure on them. They're going to try and force the Outlaws into bad situations. That's a good touch there by Heimgame. Boxel with another good save. Got Mike is my Ike in the midfield, not quite able to get it to him, as Boxel's going to get a good clear. Mike just kind of throws that one away to the Outlaws, and they're going to start a little bit of a counterattack here. Blah putting on good pressure. He's got a good bounce. Boxel not quite there for the shot, as Heimgame's going to get a good clear.
Yeah, Heim tries to get it up. Boxel tries to keep it in. Mike finally able to get out of their side. Boxel, though, is going to bully ball a little bit here. Nice play coming out from Blah. Will leave a wide open goal for Boxel, and now they have a 2-goal lead with less than 2 minutes to go.
Yes, they do, and that's one way you take a resilient team and put them on their back foot. Heimgame, he was pretty much out of boost, just trying to avoid getting demoed, but there was no way around that. He just had to peel off and let them score. That's a good goal for the Outlaws, and they're going to try and get a lot of pressure here off the kickoff again. Blah dropping this down middle. There's no one there for the Outlaws, and that's going to be an easy clear for the Shadow. They need to get something going. They're down 2-0 here, in danger of going to match point, and it is another goal for the Outlaws. Boxel just showing the body there as he's going to get it through Mike is my Ike for another goal.
Yeah, what a play coming out here from Boxel, just showing who wanted it more there. And that one is Boxel finding a second goal here of game 3. 98 seconds left to go in this one. Outlaws do have a 3-goal lead. I would say that's comfortable. However, if the Shadow can find a quick goal here, I would say it's not as comfortable.
I mean, they had a really good chance there. Had an uncontested shot in the net, and they just hit it wide. And the Shadow, they got to get shots on target. They're not being outshot by much. In fact, they're not being outshot at all right now. It's 4-4 on the scoreboard, but it's 3-0 in terms of actual score. The Shadow, they just need to get it past this Outlaws defense. It's just not happening. 2 saves by both sides, but obviously the Outlaws, they have those 3 goals, but the Shadow don't have anything.
I mean, you talked about they had 2 wide open chances. However, the 2 saves coming out from Boxel have been the key differences in this one. They were both saves that came off of plays that should have been goals, as Heimgame tries to find one. But again, Boxel finds another save here. Blah now picks up a save here. That's their first one of this game. Blah gets bumped there, but able to play the ball further into the Shadow side. Now bumping Heimgame out of the way, but now it's Mike is my Ike trying to carry this one downfield. Is able to do that. Boxel picks up their 4th save.
Yes, they are. Yes, they did. And here they are putting on some more offensive pressure. Blah almost there, but Mike is my Ike with a very good clear off the backboard. But I have a feeling that this one is probably over, as we're under 15 seconds to go, as the Outlaws are just going to try and take their time, work this ball down the field, take as much time off the clock as they can as the countdown has started. Blah hits this one past Heimgame. Mike is my Ike trying to salvage some momentum. A good bump there by the Shadow, and that is going to be a goal to maybe kind of steal a little bit of momentum to go into game 4, knowing that series is on the line in this next match.
Yeah, you know, I call this a confidence goal coming out from the Shadow here. They scored very early in game 2, and it took them 4 minutes and 58 seconds to find a goal here in game 3. So going into game 4 now, they should have a little bit of confidence knowing that they can score the ball. However, we see the Outlaws win this one 3-1 and put themselves in the driver's seat now for this series. 1 win sends them on to the next round.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at the stat sheet, the Shadow, they had 9 shots. Outlaws had 4. Yeah. When you outshoot a team by more than double, you should win the game. I mean, we saw it there in game 1. The Shadow, they had 12 shots. Outlaws had 4. And it was 4-2 Shadow. But this time, 4 shots by the Outlaws, but 5 amazing saves the Outlaws have had 5 saves or more in each game so far. So if they can keep this number up on the defensive side, then I think they can easily take this series here in this next game and end the Shadow packing.
Yeah, the old saying, defense wins championships, has been being proven right here. While the Shadow have outshot the Outlaws in almost every game so far, hell, if you want to look at the entire series so far, the Shadow are outshooting the Outlaws by 11 shots so far. 28-17 is that stat right there. However, the Outlaws have more saves. Haven't been keeping count of them, but like you said, they've at least gone 5 this every game this series. So that's at least 15. The Shadow, on the other hand, have really struggled to get more than 3 in a game.
Yeah, they really have, and it's really showing now, because that offensive firepower from the Outlaws, they're showing it without having to pepper the net constantly. It's the Shadow who are having to pepper the net constantly. It's not even paying off for them right now, because this defense from the Outlaws is just too much for them to get through. As Voxel and Blada, they have come out and shown that, hey, we're really good on offense and defense. We know this, the league knows it, and we're here to show that we can possibly make a run in the playoffs if we just keep playing the way we know we can play.
Yeah, and right now the Outlaws, 1 game, they move on to the next round. The Shadow, on the other hand, need 1 game to keep their season alive. Voxel picks up a demo here early, only their 2nd demo of this entire series. Right now, this is a long clearance coming out from the Outlaws. Mike is going to play it to the corner. Voxel's going to try to pick it up. Actually gets past Mike. Haim, though, is right there to now try to play it out of the Shadow's end.
Does, and he's got a chance here. Not quite able to get it past Blah, but Mike almost there for a shot on net, but it does get 50 to knock away, as the Outlaws are going to try and make something happen. A good flick there by Blah. Aim game, the own goal. Man. It's a good thing it's not on the Spectre, because then it'd be a curse, but this might just be bad luck for him.
You hate to see it if you are a Shadow fan, but that's just the worst way it could have gone. No shots have been counted this entire series, or this entire game, and we already have a 1-0 lead. We've already played a minute, still looking for the first shot to actually be counted in game at the moment. However, we already see the Outlaws on top. They already have, that advantage in this game, and now they could be looking at potentially moving on to the next round. Haim game, though, is going to play it off that back wall. Mike goes for a shot, but Blah denies them.
Yes, he does, and luckily Voxel was not quite ready to make a run. A good demo by Blah, and that's going to be an easy goal, because there was no one there on the backside as that ball got past Haim game.
Yeah, Blah now with a 200% shot accuracy when it comes to their stat line right now. 2 goals for them, only 1 shot counted. A minute and a half gone in this game. The Shadow need to find a goal here really fast, in my opinion, if they want to, have a chance in this one. Because if we have another long little stretch of play here like we had the last 2 games, that's just playing directly into the Outlaws' hands.
Yes, it is. That's a good 50 for the Outlaws. Aim game has to play this one to the corner. Blah's already ready there, waiting for the touch, and Aim game just not able to get this one away from the Outlaws. Maybe Mike is going to have a little better fortune, but he's not going to have fortune, as Voxel is going to get this one through. Mike gets demoed by Blada, and that's going to give the Outlaws a chance to really reset here and make a run. Aim game with a good demo there, preventing any secondary touch from the Outlaws. And the Shadow are going to try and make something happen in the middle. Unfortunate, really weird touch there from Mike, but Aim game right there ready to back him up. But these 2 teams, they're just kind of throwing the ball back and forth right now, but it might work out for the Outlaws. Not quite in that scenario, though.
Yeah, Haim's able to get away from Voxel there, now plays it all the way downfield. And we've already seen more demos this game, as Blah already with their 3rd one of this game than we've seen the entire series so far. And we're seeing them more come out aside from we're seeing more demos come out from the Outlaws instead of the Shadow at the moment. And I honestly believe that's actually a good strategy for them to do right now. Just try to get rid of half the team for the Shadows. So we see a shot from Blah. Mike is my Ike makes a save. As everyone has been saying in the chat, I believe Mike is my Ike is the saves leader this entire season so far. However, hasn't necessarily been doing that a lot tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he really needed to step up with those saves a little sooner, because right now they're currently losing in their elimination game here. And Aim game almost able to drop that one down, but Mike is he's going to get denied by Blah. I really thought he had a chance there. It looked like he was going to have a good chance to knock this one down, and that didn't quite work out as the Shadow. They're trying to get something going. Mike dropping this one down. Voxel getting a good save out to the corner for his teammate to kind of carry this ball away towards the Shadow side, but he's going to get bumped and that's going to give the Shadow a little bit of a reprieve here. Gives them some time to make something happen. A good pass from Mike, but Aim Game not quite able to get there on time, and the Outlaws are going to make something happen out of this, potentially. Mike, a good save, kind of coming out here showing why he is good at defense, but right now it's just not enough because they can't get anything going on offense.
Yeah, and I want to retract my last statement. Mike is apparently the all-time saves leader. So not just for the season, for all time. However, a minute left to go now. The Shadow need to find 2 goals. They've only got 2 shots credited for them at the moment, so they need to get something going their way now. Heimgame going to carry this one up the field. Block gets away from him. There's a demo coming out. Mike with the shot, but just a little bit wide. That was their best opportunity there. 45 seconds left to go. Now Mike going to play it back towards the goal. Nothing comes from it. Boxel picks up a demo. That's their 3rd one of the series, and it gets played right back down into the Shadow side.
Does, and that's a good pass there from the Shadow. Mike is going to get fixed by Boxel. Block may have an open end if he can turn on this fast enough. Gets a good flick, and that one might be in, and that would be the dagger in the back for the Shadow as the Outlaws going to take another 3-0 lead in this game, which, unfortunately for the Shadow, I think this is going to do it for them. 24 seconds left. Offense has been sputtering this whole game. Now, honestly, the last two games, last 3 actually, it's been sputtering for them. That's just not going to do it in this series, as the Outlaws have just shown up and came ready to play. As we're going to come in here on 10 seconds left, 3-0 Outlaws. Series pretty much wrapped up as the ball is just floating in the air, bouncing left and right. Shadow might be able to get one for the road. I don't think it's going to happen, though.
Yeah, Blah picking up that hat trick here in game 4. This series clinching game for the Outlaws here as they upset the number 2 Shadow here in the ML to move on to the next round. Overall, that first game was just a blip in the road for the Outlaws in this series. Other than that, they looked like the better team throughout it.
Yeah, they played amazing during the series. That first game, they had 4 shots. The third game, they had 4 shots. The difference was the defense in those games and how many shots they actually allowed the Shadow to get. I mean, game 1, they were outshot 12-4. That's you're not going to win games when you're outshot by triple. But then the next time they only had 4 shots, they were only outshot 9-4, and they had amazing defense the whole time. And they really came out here. They got the job done. That's all we're here to do here in the playoffs, especially in the play-ins. You get the job done. You move on to conference semis. And hey, Outlaws, great job. Shadow, great season, great series. Way to go down fighting. And you know what? It's always next season. And we're 14 seasons deep. Always come back for season 15 and try and run it back.
Yeah, but like you said, the Shadow outshot the Outlaws in that first game 12-4. If you want to just get rid of that game and look at the rest of the series, it's actually the Outlaws who outshot the Shadow throughout the rest of it. I believe it is 22-20. So it was really close when you look at those shots. However, in those last couple games, the Outlaws started to pull away in shots actually, but their defense here is what really set them apart. The Shadow, they had, as Chad has told me several times now, the person who has the most saves all time on their team, and it just didn't seem like it really mattered to them. The Outlaws didn't care. Their team right here, I believe, outsaved the Shadows team by probably at least double, if not had to be close to double.
Yeah, I think it was going to be double until that last game, but the Outlaws, they did a great job. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they do throughout the rest of the playoffs. This team, Vladat and Boxel, I've seen them play in CL against myself, and they're no joke. They're really good players. I'm glad to see them in Masked League finding a lot of success, and I wish them the best of luck throughout the rest of the playoffs, and I wish Shadow the best of luck with the rest of their teams and with the next seasons that are to come.
Yeah, so that's going to do it for this game right now. But everyone, make sure you stick around. We do have one more series left to go tonight. However, we are going to take a quick break with that one. So make sure you stick around here at MLE, presented by APM Music. And we'll be right back after a little break.